Alright, so this year in 2026, definitely the Disney park that's going to see the most added to it is Disney Hollywood Studios. And a lot of people think, including myself, this park is an identity crisis, and this is coming from someone that hasn't even been to it. But I want to talk about everything that is coming to Hollywood Studios, 2026 and onward, and how it will actually help the park. And how I feel like a new theme of this park is boulevards and immersive. So, Rock and Roller Coaster is being themed to the Muppets. Very exciting. It's going to be basically the same story of the old ride, but with the Electric Mayhem. Super exciting to finally building a Muppet ride. And so, yeah, it's going to be really fun, it looks like. And, again, just love to see the Muppet theming, and the Muppets fit really well with Hollywood Studios. And also, maybe they can put Muppet Vision 3D in the Villain Theater, or move villains to the upcoming Villain Land. Next, Animation Courtyard is getting a refurb as the Walt Disney Studios lot and is getting an updated Magic of Disney Animation. So glad Florida is getting Magic of Disney Animation because the one in California is amazing, and I intend to do a whole video about how just amazing the one at Disneyland is, but yeah. And also, apparently a new probably Disney Junior themed show is going into the Disney Junior building. And yeah, it's gonna have the Animation Academy, and some meet and greets themed to like how animation works. That's super exciting. And of course, Monstropolis is replacing the Muppet Land. Like I said, I hope that Muppet Vision can be maybe relocated in the Sunset Showcase Theater, but yeah, this definitely, this is going to be a great immersive land. I love Monsters, Inc., and so glad that at least one of the parks is getting a Monsters, Inc. land. And this definitely fits in with what I was talking about earlier with now. This is going into immersion, and being an immersive land that still fits with the Hollywood Studios theming, because it is kind of a street. So yeah, it's going to be a really, really great land, and it's going to have, in my opinion, one of the best e-tickets ever to come, even if I can't ever do it in my life, and that's the Monsters, Inc. door coaster. This looks really fun. Again, I've never been to Hollywood Studios, and yeah, if I ever can, I'm definitely going to do this. But yeah, Monsters, Inc. door coaster, Monstropolis, going to be great. Now, I feel like all these upcoming updates are going to give the park a new theme, and let's start with Rock and Roller Coaster. This is going on Sunset Boulevard, which I don't think is ever going to go away, obviously because of Tower of Terror, and obviously this new Muppet ride. And so, I feel like this could play into what I feel like is going to be the first section of Hollywood Studios theming, that is the actual Hollywood part, with the boulevards and stuff, and I'll talk about a little bit later with the Disney Studio lot, but yeah. I feel like the park could have a new theme of Hollywood, and then you step into the movies, which is going to be what I'm going to talk about a little bit later with things that I would add, because it's kind of the theme now, but it's a little bit messy. The Disney Studios lot in Magic of Animation is also going to play into a little bit of like, oh, now we're stepping into a studio, and then you step into the immersive lands. Again, playing into the Hollywood section of what I feel like is kind of going to be the new theme. And this is how I feel like it's going to help the park, because you have the Hollywood studios, and then the immersive world is stepping into the movies. So you can kind of have a little bit of both, classic Hollywood studios and new. And you still keep Hollywood theming with the immersive IP that Disney wants to add, which I feel like is really great. And then obviously, like I said earlier, Monstropolis is part of the immersion, and I feel like it'll blend really nicely from the backlot and boulevard section to the immersive worlds, and then you can go to Galaxy's Edge and Toy Story Land, and yeah, I feel like Monstropolis is like going to be the perfect transition, and even just a wonderful IP to integrate into this part. Now I'm going to talk about some small changes that I would make to Hollywood Studios to even fit with this new theme, and they all revolve around the Hollywood section of the park. And yeah, just to create transitions and just even add more rides. My first idea is to turn the Commissary Lane into a small Pixar Animation Studios area, because it'll be a nice transition into Monstropolis and Toy Story Land. And I would add an Incredibles attraction and an Inside Out attraction to it. I feel like The Incredibles is definitely an IP that belongs in this park, and you can see what the rides would be replacing. And Inside Out, I definitely think also belongs in this park, but they could also put something in Epcot if they wanted to. And yeah. And then a smaller thing, I would expand Echo Lake into maybe a Mary Poppins attraction. I feel like it would fit with the Hollywood theming, and it wouldn't really take anything out. So, yeah, those are some small changes that I would make. And now, obviously, Animation Courtyard is getting a refurb, but I would actually add 2 dark rides to it. Or not just dark rides, but 2 rides. I would replace Disney Junior with Lilo and Stitch, potentially a roller coaster, Hawaiian roller coaster ride, and then I would replace the Little Mermaid show with an Alice in Wonderland ride, since they're already doing an Alice in Wonderland playground, and it could be a small family dark ride. Alright, so those are how I feel the upcoming changes to Hollywood Studios will affect and maybe improve Hollywood Studios, and well, some changes I personally would make. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, and have a good day, everyone. Again, I've never been to Hollywood Studios, so I probably can't judge this, but yeah, these are just some ideas off the top of my head and what I think, so yeah.